Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2013 Week 12 Best of Last. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow.
And go ahead, Matt. With
This week, I saw I got a few more comments, so I'm glad people are getting angry at me again, which I'll go into more a little later.
Might have to do a video on people getting angry at us.
But my top five this week, number one, Mallard Creek, clear cut, no question there. I moved the Catholic up to number two. I think they're playing really well. They're hitting their stride now. Butler at number three. They didn't play anyone this week. I'm still impressed with what they did to Porter Ridge. Hough at number four, and Independence creeping back up. I got them at number five, and they got a big game, and they can prove that they deserve to be higher.
Okay, I'm Mallard Creek, so we're both good there. I've got Butler second, Hough, Independence, and Rocky River. Can't separate Independence and Rocky River much because those two did play to such a tight ball game, and of course Hough and Independence played to a tight ball game.
Right.
And Rocky River beat Butler 2 weeks ago. So I think that group of teams is very, very close. And you've got Catholic up a second. I don't have Catholic so high because I believe that each one of those teams has elements in their offense that Catholic will have a tough time with, and I believe each one of those teams can at least slow down Hood. Maybe not stop him, but they can slow him down. So that's why I don't have a Catholic up as high.
Okay. And I'll say my difference on that is I think Catholic is going to possess the ball for a good amount of time, even against those teams I have below them, and it's going to limit those offensive opportunities. And if they get and that's the thing with Catholic, if they get one or two stops, you're in trouble because it's so hard to get them off the field on a consistent basis. And that's why I've got them at number two. But like you said, it's very close. You take a look at 2 through 8 in my list. I think that is as close as it can be because there is so much parity this year. It's unlike I've ever seen here in Charlotte.
Well, that whole thing about possessing the ball a long time, Butler, Hough, Independence, and Rocky River can quick strike. They all have good passing elements, and especially Butler. Butler's a team built on big plays. In fact, when I talked with the Rocky River coaches, I had a good opportunity to talk with them before the game, and we talked about the Butler game.
Right.
And we talked about the whole thing was with Butler was just eliminate their big plays, because if you look at them through the season, their scores are all on big plays. They're not long drives. They score on big plays. They don't possess the ball and score. So that's what I see in that whole. They possess the ball a long time, but then bam, the next thing you know, you got a quick strike. And of course, Rocky River is also a team that likes to play that possessing the ball. But anyway, all these teams are real close to each other, and I think Catholic is very close to these guys.
6 through 10, the only team I have between Independence and Rocky River is Providence, and I think that's another team that's starting to hit their stride. Now, they struggled in the first half in South Meck, but the way they came back second half really impressed me, and put that game away. And South Meck is playing a lot better too, so that's no small deal.
Right.
I got Rocky River at 7, and like I said, it is so tight within that range there. And West Meck at 8, they're a team with 3 losses that has played well. I mean, they barely lost to Providence.
Right. They played Catholic very close.
Yeah, and they've been in every game. And then I got Porter Ridge at 9. It's a little gap there between them and the rest. And A.L. Brown at 10. And I think Porter Ridge and A.L. Brown are real close as well.
Right. So I'm Catholic, and then Providence, and I think that's going to be a real tight ball game.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be, certainly I'm not going to be shocked. Probably won't just be mildly surprised if Providence wins that. But Catholic is definitely a favorite. Then I have West Mecklenburg. and Porter Ridge and A.L. Brown. So we're pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
We've got the Catholic discrepancy, and otherwise everything really through our top 10 is kind of on par with each other.
Yeah. Going 11 through 15, I got Hopewell, who I tell you, these guys are playing some really good football right now, and I want to give them credit for that because they're playing, really well at the right time of the year. They're peaking going into the playoffs, and if they get this win this week, I would not want to see them in the first round because they figured it out. They're buying into the philosophy that Coach Jenkins is doing, and they're doing a real good job. I got them 11, South Meck 12, Olympic 13, Ardrey Kell 14, and Vance at 15, who's probably the opposite of Hopewell right now. They're kind of going through some things and injuries and such, and that's kind of knocking them down at the wrong time of the year.
Yeah, they're a team on decline, unfortunately. Well, I've got South Mecklenburg at 11.
Okay.
I've got Olympic at 12. I'm putting Ardrey Kell over Hopewell too. I still want to see, a little bit more out of Hopewell. I have moved Hopewell up. They're at 14. And I have Vance, like you, at 15.
Right.
And, unfortunately, although I don't know that Vance could slip any further, but, it looks like when we talk about Hopewell and Vance, Hopewell's a team that's, may rise even further next week in my rankings. And Vance, I don't know if they can go any further, but, they could because Berry is my next team, and Berry's not a bad team.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing with that is I think Vance is probably as low as they're going to get in my poll just because, they are a playoff team.
Right.
So when it gets down to this point, if you're a playoff team, I'm just going to give you a little more credit because the 16 through 23, North Meck has a chance at the playoffs if they beat Mallard Creek, which tough endeavor. But the rest of those teams, they're not playoff caliber teams, or they won't go to the playoffs.
Right.
Myers Park, they've had a tough year. Berry, I think they're talented. They played a tough schedule, but as a result, they're not going to be in the playoffs. East Meck is starting to play a little better. That's why I moved them up over Harding, which is really just, kind of struggling right now. And I moved Garinger up over Robinson. I mean,
Yeah, I saw that.
Garinger's starting to score. They've scored in the past couple of games, and Robinson hasn't. And, if they play, I favor Garinger right now. They're showing a little improvement, as the season goes along. And they've got to play Concord, which I don't know why they're playing that game. But,
Concord wanted the game, they needed the game, because Southwestern 4A has, an open week for some team each week. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about playoffs, but I still base my polls on what I think teams will do if they played each other this week. And Vance earned their playoffs early, and Vance has been kind of falling here lately, and kind of like what we saw with Olympic. I moved Olympic up because Olympic has got a few players back, and some of their JV players are now have gotten a little experience over the last 3 or 4 weeks they've been playing. So they may be a little more solid, maybe not back to where they were.
This stuff's not good.
Ardrey Kell, I don't know. I keep thinking that front seven is going to do something for them, and we'll see against South Meck. That's going to be the test.
they got to come play. They want to get in the playoffs.
I'm kind of like you with the rest. Although I did drop Harding down under West Charlotte. I think Harding. Well, I'm sorry. And as a West Side guy, I like Harding a lot more than I do West Charlotte. But I think when you are held to no first downs and you're held to minus 31 yards offense, something's wrong. And you're done that by what. And when I say good, I have different levels of teams. And Olympic is a good team, and then you got very good teams, and you got great teams, you got excellent teams, and then you've got exceptional teams. That's when I say good. A good team is a team that's in that right around 500 mark. Harding just got manhandled. And then, I hear what you're saying about Robinson, and I still have him above Garinger, just because I got to think that Garinger with so few people would still lose the game, but, you know, I don't know, I could be wrong, so.
Well, we're not gonna go into Garinger.
Exactly. We can't break that one down. And, I don't know if we'll talk about the Garinger Concord game just briefly when it comes up, but, that's it. We did generate a little talk this week, a little more than we've had in the last few weeks, so. Maybe people are still paying attention. So let us know what you think, and, give us your rankings. We'd love to hear them. Thank you.